got everything.
Mine's in a pretty cup. They don't need to know what I got.
I mean,
It could be water. It could be other things.
other things.
Other things.
So I'm here at Duck Pond Film Sports. We're here with, of course, Neka Cleaver.
What is up?
That's good. My name is Neka Cleaver, or Miss Nikki, just for you, baby. Many people know me as Miss Neka. I'm born and raised here in San Antonio and moved to District 2 10 years ago on purpose to give small business initiatives, black business, kids, and individuals a platform. In that 10 years, I've worked with everybody in this city, from our DA, our police, our constable, our sheriff, our judicial system, our community centers, you name it, initiatives, I've worked with them.
So tell us a little bit about what you got going on now.
Man, oh my gosh. So, this last year, probably, I'm going to say year, has been just a whirlwind of stuff. Campaign. Coming off the campaign saying, okay, now I'm broke. I ain't got no money. COVID, unfortunately, I had a location. COVID took that away. Why did COVID take it away? Because they wanted $4,000 when I couldn't even open it up.
They wanted money.
You know what I'm saying? They wanted money, and the mayor said you can't have an event center. So how does that work, right? So I had to give the building back. So I lost that building, but it was okay because for me the timing was perfect. Now I'm running for council. I wanted 100% focus on the community. I didn't want part-time. I didn't want a little bit. I wanted all the way 100%. I felt like, what would happen if the community had someone that woke up every morning and said, what can I do today to help some people?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, today I'm going to the schools. Tomorrow I'm going to the nursing homes. The next day I'm going to the small businesses. The next day I'm going to and just constantly just be in front of the people, talking to them, trying to figure out problems, connecting folks to figure out problems, because that's how you figure out problems when you ain't got no money.
Absolutely. So let's touch on that. The people. Do you feel like the city of San Antonio got behind you when you were running?
So, absolutely. Okay, it's a two-part answer.
All right.
Okay.
We're raw now, so be raw.
It's a two-part answer.
All right.
So can I be all the way honest with you?
All the way. Vegetables, ice cream.
All right.
Which one you going with?
They were very quiet.
Okay.
During the election. Why? Because we had 12 people running and everybody knew everybody. So when you own businesses, you don't want to just pick one candidate because you don't want to not get business from others. You don't want candidates to be like, don't go there because they don't support me.
Correct.
So you can't, they didn't want to pick a side. You had community organizations that didn't want to pick a side. You had all these people that didn't want to pick a side. So the black community especially was separated by 9 candidates. Okay? Now, what I know and other people don't know, y'all did it, you voted for me, we supposed to be there, but that's a whole nother story.
Absolutely.
And that's one that we really can't talk about, because you know what happens when we talk about it? They call us Trump.
Absolutely.
They call us sore losers. They call us, oh, you just mad. But what's really, really important that I want people to know, which is why I don't talk about it, but I tell you, so I don't talk about it, but I tell you, because I want you to know that I know. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that we can really do about it unless we come together. We need money, we need numbers, and we need to be loud. Can I give you an example of that?
Absolutely. Give the people an example.
Let me talk to you about it for a second. Do you remember when everybody was marching in the streets of San Antonio?
Absolutely.
Black Lives Matter. Everybody was out there. White folks, Hispanic folks, black folks, young folks, all this stuff, right? We had all these, not really boycotts, but people standing in front of courthouses, just activity,
doing the most,
right?
Right.
Doing the most.
Right.
Everybody was mad about that 174 police contract, right?
Absolutely.
They were, we voting against it, we need, I was the only one that was like, oh, wait up.
Yep.
That is not going to give us accountability. That is not going to give us the justice that we're looking for, because where does justice come from? Do the police put you behind bars for life, or does the judge put you behind bars for life? So the justice comes from the DA. The DA and the police are two completely different, separate entities. So if you are fighting against the police, but you want justice, you're fighting against the wrong person.
Absolutely.
That's the first thing. But wait, because I ain't done yet.
All right, go ahead.
Now you want to know why what makes me so angry? Okay. We were in the streets, we were mad, we were held up. 174. Do you know to this day that contract is still not done? Do you know to this day the council said, you know what? Ain't nobody in the streets talking no more.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody yelling no more.
Down.
We gave them a holiday and everybody quiet now. After the election, ain't nobody talking. So guess what? They pushed it to the side. They're still doing the same contract. And why aren't you mad? You were so mad during election time.
Absolutely.
Have we won something yet?
Absolutely not.
So this is where my passion, this is where my anger comes from, because I'm like, people, we cannot lay down for just salts and little mess.
Right.
We have got to come together, start putting our money together, start buying land, buying buildings, starting corporations that we literally invest in.
I want to touch on that real quick. So a big component about what we do, especially in the sports world, is we educate the children. All right, and educating the children, we're finding ourselves educating their parents.
Right.
And we're finding out that unity in organization with our people is lacking.
Absolutely.
What you're talking about is you're talking about a lot of people being conditioned. They're conditioned to worry about social media. They're conditioned to worry about whatever.
It's right in front of them, the hot topic.
And that's exactly what happens. So in your case, all of the anger, the emotions, all the general, they call it the general awareness or whatever. All of that attention was on the George Floyd. So
Right.
everybody got in arms and they got behind that. That was a distraction. That was an offset.
Absolutely.
Once that was happening, they were changing rules out the ass across.
And we were trying to tell people, but they didn't want to listen. You know, the only thing that they want to tell me, we got to get Trump out of office. Stop it already. That has nothing to do with your community, your street, your this, your that. Because y'all loved Trump when he was firing people. So what happened?
I think we, and you being at the forefront of one of our community leaders, we have to start using examples, because people like to use examples.
Yes.
Like we're easily influenced by examples.
Right.
So we need to move kind of like how Jewish people move. They don't always move how society moves.
They almost never move how society
they move
moves.
in importance.
That's right.
Someone at
Of
the
what's
top.
going on and what's happening. I'm glad you brought that up. Let me tell you a side
Yeah,
story.
let's-
Back, like, few years back when I started doing my not a few, God, decade now.
Okay.
Started doing my magazines and all different type of stuff, right? I had a man, he was a Jewish man. And he told me, I was showing him my magazine. He said, "Oh, you should be making, man, a lot of money with this." I said, "Not really." I should be, but not really.
Yeah.
And he was like, "But why not? You don't mean all the African American community doesn't buy into this?" I said, "No, they don't. Like, I'm talking about less than 10%. He said, "Do you know I buy an ad in a Jewish article, a newspaper, every month for the past 10 years. He said, "I don't know if that article helps my business or not, but it's a Jewish magazine, and I want to help and support my community."
It's a positive stigma. It's a positive stigma.
But what community has money for real and wealth
Because they make
that can go
decisions-
generations?
Because they make decisions based upon the group and not individuals.
Exactly.
That is the big
Exactly.
misfire we have to get as a group. So,
Exactly.
kind of what I'm doing right now is I'm touching the community leaders. And I'm using my resources to not only help them, of course, help ourselves,
Right.
but get that accordance. Now, people don't like to follow. Everyone wants to be a chief, not enough Indians.
Right.
But what you have done is you have set yourself apart in the aspect that you're in the realm you're in, which is policy, which is politics, which is changing actual shit that is going to help the youth. And if we don't get behind that,
Yeah.
we're going to end up letting somebody else get in the office that don't give a damn about
Well, I'm
us.
gonna tell you something right now, and we're gonna talk real and raw. Let's
do it.
let's talk
Let's
real
do it.
and raw.
That's what we're here for.
All right. So let's take the example that we have right now. I have nothing against our District 2 councilman right now, right? But right now, a lot of the issues that happen or that he fights for are LGBTQ connected.
The hot topic.
Okay, fine, fabulous. But has we forgotten that we don't have any other black voice on this council?
At all.
So how many times have we brought up a black issue? How many times are we fighting for the black issue? So we literally have no voice when it comes to African American issues solely within our council. Why? Because if there is an issue that comes up, it's not that. I'm talking about something different.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying not everybody needs a voice, but come on, can we get a voice?
Until we have somebody representing us, then we'll never get any changes for
we
us.
might only be 7-8% of the population, but we are a big part of this population.
Absolutely.
We have over 4,000 businesses, black business owners in San Antonio.
We contributed to over $2 million of spending
In
only
this
8%.
in this city. You take all of our money by arresting our boys in the system.
Reach.
So at the end of the day, you making money off of us. We helping, we building economics, we building community. We've been here. San Antonio is 302 years old. We've been here for 302 years.
And then some. So let's segue right into the issue.
Okay.
We're gonna solve it. You running when?
Again,
2020.
whenever the next one is. Mark me on the calendar. And let me tell you, I don't want to be a politician. I can't stand politicians. To me, politician equals liar. Politician equals manipulator. But a politician equals I'm going to tell you what you want to hear so you can vote me in again. And then once I get voted in, I'm going to forget about every last one of your issues. And I'm not going to communicate with you anymore.
Right.
That's what that means. I'm literally love the freaking people. Like, I love y'all. And I hate to see us get lied to, treated bad, overlooked, overstepped. Like, I'm sick of it. And so I just feel like if there was just anybody, just one person that can say, red flag, over here, that the community can say, let me look, let me pay attention, let me read, let me apply. There's no reason why we should have all these programs and we don't even make up 1% of the people involved.
So, So give me two.
But I'm running for you.
Give me two things. So since you've educated the people now, give me two things you want to do different in your campaign. What two things could Neka Cleaver say, if I did that differently, I may have been sitting in the seat right now?
For me to be sitting in the seat right now and for me to do something differently, I would have had to dance with the devil, and I don't want to do that. If I lose because it was whatever, like I said, I'm a follower of God. So if God didn't want me there right now because he wanted to show the world something, that's what it is. But there's nothing different because I know what I know.
Right.
That there's nothing really different. You all came out for me. Y'all voted for me. I know this. I didn't get 300 votes. I know this. So, for a fact. So at the end of the day, it's not about doing something different. But what do we do next time? We get louder. We keep talking. We show them that we're not going to quit. We're going to show them that even if you manipulate stuff, do whatever, I'm still going to stand tall. I'm still going to tell the truth, and I'm still going to represent the people. Because they do that so we'll lay down. We'll do that so I say, you know what, there's nothing I can do. They're either going to do this or they're going to do that, and while woe is me, I'm not going to run anymore. That's what they want. But that's not what they're going to get from me.
Absolutely not. Never.
You're going to get, I'm still here. I'm still here to help the people. This is what I've been doing over the 2 years that I wasn't running. Because you know, if you do know me, you've known that running an election has nothing to do with what I do for the community.
Absolutely.
I was doing that way before I ever said, I'm going to grab my nuts and go do this.
So community, the elephant in the room is California.
Okay.
We're at the Spurs game.
Yes.
October 26th against the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it.
You saw all the Laker
elephant in the room,
fans?
like they just got here. But you being you, me being me, real estate has everything to do with this.
Absolutely.
And they've been here.
Absolutely.
They've been converting their $2 million homes, selling
Yes.
them and coming down here, buying land and buying out sections of San Antonio.
Yes.
It has now gotten to the point where the elephant is tooting its trumpet.
Absolutely.
There is an influx of land on the south side and the west side that is overrun with California and Bay Area owners.
Right.
They're evicting San Antonians and moving them out. What do you have to say to that?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you something that you're not going to want to hear. Guys, we have got to do better ourselves. Like, for real, the only reason why out-of-towners can come in here and take something from us is because we're not fighting for our own stuff. And they see that. They literally wait and look and say, okay, we're going to say, this council seat that we still talking about, you don't think someone's coming?
Absolutely.
And running this next seat? They coming. And they not from here. They don't, I mean, our current one's only been here for 8 years.
Absolutely. They established residents.
So at the end of the day, it's already happening, but it's not the only thing that's going to stop that. First of all, you can't stop evolution. It's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Period. You're either going to get involved with it or you're going to get pushed out. Survival of the fittest. Yeah, your species is either gonna die or it's going to prevail.
Right.
So what I tell to my African American people, my young people, my entrepreneurs, my business owners, start doing things that'll make you prevail.
In that time, we have gotten actual change done in the district, in the city, and we continue to change lives and individuals' lives each and every day. I am running for this office because we need true, real leadership. We need someone who can bring the people together. We need someone who excites the community and the district to want to be a positive role models, even not just within our homes, but on our streets, within our schools, and throughout the city. I am running for this position because I know I can lead the people to success in this district by working together, by combining resources, and by being positive and proactive in our district.
Neka Cleaver in the building, of course, should have been the city council member. We gonna take it next time.
Yeah. And look, and I always say this, and if we don't, whatever is supposed to happen happens, but hopefully we can elevate people in the process. That's what it's really all about. When it was all said and done this last race, man, it wasn't about not being in the seat. It was about actually knowing that our voice gets taken. Like, that is huge.
Absolutely.
You tell me to go vote, you tell me to go do this stuff, and then you just switch names?
Yeah.
So that means, what do we do? How do we fight that?
We learn from our losses.
How do we get that? But they won't even tell us it. If it wasn't me just saying it on this thing, which everybody, nigga, don't talk about that, don't talk about it, nobody's gonna believe you, so we don't even talk about it. So how do we learn from something that we don't even talk about?
You have a younger generation, a lot of people who are older than me and younger than me, who actually fuck with stuff.
No doubt.
And they didn't get up and they didn't vote. They were inactive. And by showing this and showing that it's not over, maybe they get active.
Maybe they'll get active.
Activates them.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, just and again, it ain't for me. It's for us.
It's for everyone.
It's for everybody. Like, we need a voice, and we need somebody that can at least come back and say. Because my biggest change that I want to make, because I'm gonna be honest, one thing that I did learn, there's no reason to even like put together a policy plan. It might sound good, right?
Yeah.
But you're not gonna do it. You're gonna do whatever is in front of you, what that the city has going on. So our true purpose is not to come up with policy plans or whatever the case may be. It's to make sure that the district is implemented into the city plans.
Absolutely.
Right?
Not appease your constituents.
Not just to do. Now, it would be great if we had some proactiveness in the community, to where you could say, now, hey guys, I'm making sure everybody's implemented into this city stuff. Now, here's some opportunities for us to do some stuff ourselves.
All right.
You feel me?
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
So I got an example. I got a example for you. Youth sports.
Okay.
I'm really active in youth sports. Really known in youth sports.
Yep.
How do you feel about taking all of this energy and starting to get the youth sports involved? Because I think that'll be
Well, the youth
really
sports definitely need to be involved, but what has to happen first of all is the people that are putting on all these programs need to be supported.
Okay.
That's the problem, right? Now, if you know that the city automatically, you start your season, you get a $2,500 check for uniforms, this, that, and the other. The food bank's coming with this supplies for lunches, blah, 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 blah. Another business company is coming for money for road trips or whatever. Now all you need to do is take time to spend with the kids.
Absolutely.
Ain't that a Marvel idea?
Absolutely.
We ain't done nothing big.
Talk to them now.
We have not done anything big. All we have done is combine our resources from people who want to give back anyway and get tax write-offs for doing it.
It's over 500 kids.
It's that simple. Support the people who do these programs instead of sending hundreds of thousands of dollars, $10,000s of dollars, all this stuff to people who have. Let me tell you what they do.
Okay.
They'll get grant stuff and say, okay, we got millions of dollars of grant money coming in. This grant money is going to pregnant teens. Instead of going to the community and finding the young lady or the young people who have been working with pregnant teens for the last 10 years, spending their own money, their own time, and their own teens, right? They'll go find a friend to say, hey, put a program together for pregnant teens and I can write you a check for $100,000. They don't care. They have no passion.
But it's a write-off.
But it's a write-off and it's a check, so I'll do it for you. But then 2 years later, guess what? We still got a problem with pregnant teens. So if we are putting the focus where it needs to be, the money where it needs to be, the support where it needs to be.
I'm glad you brought that up because I'm in the medical center. I pass by Planned Parenthood every day. I educate the kids, letting them know that Margaret Sanger in 1930 to battle the Harlem overpopulation of African Americans created in concert with the KKK, the little blue pill we call Plan B. There's trial documents with W.E.B. Du Bois, Martin Luther King Jr., and other black activists challenging her actual court documents. And it shows proof that that shit was to depopulate the black community.
Absolutely.
So I feel like when we educate our youth and our adults, when we educate them and enrich them with information like that, maybe they start turning they turn another eye to the shit that you're actually trying to.
I absolutely agree with that, but you know what comes before education? It's the answer to all of our problems. Is y'all ready for the answer to all of our problems? I've got the answer, but it's actually gonna take work. Is y'all ready? Love. Love yourself. Love your community. Love the skin you're in. Love your culture. When you love stuff, you take care of it. When you love it, you nourish it. When you love it, you educate it.
Absolutely.
Everything you just said is embodied in love. And we don't love ourselves. And we don't love the next black man. We don't love the next black business. We always have an excuse of why we don't go, an excuse of why we can't spend money, an excuse of why black businesses need to be better.
Yes, ma'am.
We don't love our communities. We always have an excuse of why they're this way, an excuse of why they're that way, an excuse of why they're this way. We do not love ourselves, our culture. If we did, we wouldn't kill each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Neka Cleaver, y'all.